Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome. It's a late night stream. We're just going to do a live here. I'm going to test out and see how Resident Evil Village runs direct feed. I've never done this. I actually played the game, showed it on the channel. Obviously, there's Resident Evil Village for the Steam Deck on there, but I figured we'd take a look at the direct feed of the third person mode since we get a chance to see that. So give me a sec here. I don't really have a great setup right now for all this, so I'm just going to flip this over. I am going to be recording it so that we see the 4K resolution. We'll test it in 4K and all that stuff, and just kind of see how well it's doing with this. I'm curious myself. You know, we started this, what, 2 Sundays ago, playing around. I've got the first video done, ready to go. So it should be pretty simple to throw up. I think I'm going to put it up probably Saturday or Sunday. And then we've got, I don't know, probably six other games recorded with direct feed, so anywhere from 4K down to 720p. So this will just be another one of those. Although this is the demo. I own the full game. But an interesting thing for anybody curious about that, if you own the full game on Steam, Resident Evil Village, you're going to have a tough time getting a hold of that demo. For some reason, they're blocking people that own the game. It seemed like they're blocking people that own the game from downloading the RE Village demo. And what I ended up doing was creating a new account and just doing the download on the Steam Deck. So it is running on the Steam Deck. You can see the numbers up on the left hand side. But that was the only way I could get it since I already own the game. It wouldn't allow me to check it out otherwise. So let's go ahead and jump in. If somebody wants to throw in chat, if it comes up, if the music's too loud or the game video is too loud and it's overpowering my voice or vice versa, just drop that in the chat and we'll be able to fix that pretty quick. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it to go to 3840 by 2160, which is 4K. So we're going to do that just to be able to run the game at 4K. We're not going to play it at 4K, just so everybody's aware. We're just going to test and see how well the game does at 4K on the Steam Deck with a direct feed to the monitor. I am using, and I think I've said this, it's in the description, but it's an LG Ultra Gear 950, I think it is. It's an IPS display. They'll do 4K at, I think, at 144. I don't think it does 240 hertz, but it does 144 hertz. So at least we get a chance to see that. So yeah, Resident Evil Village. Had a tough time getting this because I already own the game. So I had to actually go and create a separate account just to be able to test this. So we're going to give it a shot. It is running on the 256 gigabyte Steam Deck. And I am using the official Steam Deck dock. If you haven't seen that video, I don't know, I think I put it out Monday. No, last Friday or something. No, wait, I got it Monday. It's Monday or Tuesday. So it should be pretty recent. You can check it out. I already had a dock from JSOX, and I thought, well, I'll buy the official one. It'll come with the official AC adapter and stuff like that. And I did like a mini review, very different than what I normally do for showcasing games on Steam Deck. So let's see what we can get here. And again, welcome to anybody just joining. We're just going to go through and check out some of the Resident Evil Village third-person mode. It's a demo you're available to check out on, I think it's PlayStation 4, 5, and PC, which I take as Steam, but it could be on Epic Store as well. I've got headphones on, so let's use that. And let's see, this is kind of first time setup stuff. I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Yes. I do have HDR, but I don't have it turned on, so it's not going to kick out the HDR stuff. So we'll just go both of those. Brightness, adjust until the picture on the left disappears. Okay. How far do we have to go down? Geez, we almost lost everything. I mean, it's not disappeared, but it's pretty low. So we'll just go to halfway and call it good. And that's good. And that's good. Oh, that's right. We've got to do the scroll. And I'm using a Steam Deck controller, so it's probably even worse. Or, sorry, not a Steam Deck controller. A Steam controller connected to the Steam Deck. So it has that funky, not that it's funky, but it's touchpad instead of a right analog stick. It's a little odd. So we're going to do, so here's where they're saying you can play it either first person mode or third person. So let's do third person. And I'm going to make a quick adjustment while that loads up. And we're going to just change this right trackpad behavior to a edge spin. So what it does is it kind of operates like a mouse where, you know, you got to slide the mouse and then you pick up the mouse and put it back in the center if you want to slide more, you know, in a certain direction. That's kind of how the Steam controller works on the trackpads, unless you flip on your edge spin, which allows you to kind of hold to the outer edge, the very edge of the circle, and it'll spin you around. So we'll see if that one works. You do get 1 hour of game time while you're checking out this demo. It doesn't take an hour. It takes, if you've gone through Resident Evil Village, this is the same demo that they put out for the original game, for the original first-person demo. And it only takes you about 15 minutes to get to the end. So we will, you know what, let's just do casual, just in case. So we don't die. We get a chance to go through it once or twice, because we want to see, you know, how it's going to perform. That's what I'm looking for. It starts you off in, what's her name? Castle Dimitrescu, or, and this is Lady Dimitrescu, or whatever. It starts off in her bedroom, I think. I believe in the game, this would have been, like in the full game, this is about 2 hours in. Something like that, where you're in here. Let's see, is our edge spin working? Not really. Why not? See how that moves? It's kind of funky. You're just kind of scrolling with that right trackpad. And it's not doing the edge spin like it should. Let me do one more check really fast. There we go. Maybe I screwed that up. Or maybe it didn't save, right? Trackpad behavior as joystick, yeah. Yeah, it didn't save it for some reason. That's weird. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to put it about 600 or as close as we can get to it. There we go. Done. Back. 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 There we go. It's not the greatest, but it's as close as it'll get to a regular analog stick. You can't see Ethan's face. It'll never allow you. He just keeps turning. Even if you go super slow. I tried this. I was testing it on the PS5. Just so I knew, so we wouldn't waste time. But yeah, you can't see his face, which is funny. Let's see here. We want... Well, we don't really need this, but we'll take it anyhow. It's not too bad. I mean, it reminds me more of the RE2 remake and 3 remake in terms of the first person, well, in terms of the third person. Actually, you know what? This is probably a good place to test. let's do some testing first, and then we'll go through. The demo, like I said, only takes about 15 minutes to get through. But this has some fire in here and some different things. Ethan's got his little knife. I think he has a handgun. Yep. So we are running, what are we running right now? We're not running 4K, I can tell you that. Although we have it, the Steam Deck set to be able to go up to 4K. We are gameplay settings. Actually, display area. We've already done that. Resolution. There we go. So we're in 1920 by 1080, and that's actually performing fairly well. It's 42 frames per second or so. I don't know what it was averaging, but right now it's sitting in the 40s. Let's, can we bump it all the way up to 4K? Let's just see how it does. It's going to crush the system. You can play, we were talking about this on the last one, if you joined. If you didn't, when I was doing this before with like Skyrim and, well, we tried to do Skyrim. I couldn't get it done. But Fallout, New Vegas, what else did we try on there? Outer Worlds, things like that. Like older games, you can definitely get 4K to run on the Steam Deck. Not a problem. If it's like Fallout New Vegas, it'll run in 4K. It might do, it won't be locked to 60 frames, but you know, it's definitely going to do like probably 35 to 50, fluctuate in between there. Because you know, it's not super difficult, but I think it just crashed the Steam Deck trying to do 4K. So that might be a no-no for Steam Deck, because it actually crashed the Steam Deck. It didn't just slow it down, it crashed it. So give a sec. We're going to have to restart it. So that was our first test. Fun. Now we'll try, and we didn't adjust anything, so I think it was just set on like normal settings. So it wasn't like we were trying to do 4K or 4K Ultra or anything of that nature. We'll start it back up and we'll try it again. Now we'll try going 1440p and see how that does. Again, not going to be probably above 30. But 1080p was promising. You know, when we were looking at that, I thought it was in 720p or like 1280 by 800, like the Steam Deck resolution. It was actually running fairly well for 1080p. Surprised me there. All right. Yeah, this is my test account that I had to download. Okay, let's jump in again. Again, we'll still be able to go up to 4K, but we're not going to. That was the first game I couldn't get to run at all in 4K that I've tested doing this. I mean, most drop it down to like, I don't know, a few frames per second, 4 to 8 frames per second, but it still runs. I've never really had it crash. The game's crashed. Let's say that. The Steam Deck has not crashed. So that was the first time it did that. But good news is we get an hour so we can toy around here. And we'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably stream up to the full hour. I haven't really gotten a schedule together to do these. I wanted to do them every Sunday where we would do some live feed, viewer requests, things like that, because I've got plenty of Steam games to go through. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. We will. Okay, so that didn't work out well at 4K. Let's start off at 1440p. No. Uh-oh. Oh no. We can't even get it out of this. It keeps locking up the Steam Deck. I can feel it's super hot too. So what we're going to have to restart again because it locked it again. What we'll do is we'll tell the Steam Deck to only run in 1440p. That should get us around this. But yeah, I can't even change it back because it's every time it's going to start, if I leave it at 4K, it's going to crash because it's going to be stuck on that. So we're going to have to tell the Steam Deck not to go that high. Hope everybody gets a chance. Hi, hey, Sarah. How are you? Dakota, how are you? Good evening. There we go. Let's try it again. All right. So if you're unfamiliar with the Steam Deck, what we're doing is just doing live feed, direct feed video from it to a monitor. But I was trying to push it a little too far to do 4K on Resident Evil Village, and that's locking it up. So now what I'm doing is setting it so it can't go higher than 2560 by 1440p for anybody that's curious. Did that save? I never know if it saves. There we go. It's saved. So when it loads in now, it won't try to go to 30. What is it? 36 or 3860 by or 3840 by 2160. It won't be able to go that high. Yeah, it's the funny thing about it. It normally it doesn't. Well, let's just say this. I was mentioning it. I don't know if you were in here, Dakota, before that, but it doesn't normally crash the Steam Deck. It'll just crash the game. But this one's crashing the whole Steam Deck. It's you can hear the fan just really spinning up super fast. So it's a newer game, more demanding. All right, that's the Outer Worlds you could play at 4K on the Steam Deck, but it would be like 4 to 8 frames per second. But it would still run. So it's not one of it's not that it can't do them. Like I said, Fallout New Vegas, it can run at 4K. It's just going to be, that's without mods, but I mean it's going to be probably 35 to 50 frames per second depending upon what you're doing. Hopefully it'll load. It's taking a little bit of time. I don't know what's up here. I hope everybody is doing well, though. We're getting close to Halloween. Has anybody been playing scary games at all? Or watching scary movies? I've watched a few of the. I'm surprised how many that I didn't know were in the public domain that keep popping up on YouTube. Like The Bat. Vincent Price, I kind of thought they would have made his stuff copywritten or kept the copyright going on for it. But you can watch The Bat, which is actually not too bad for a movie in the 50s. What else can you watch? The House on Haunted Hill. That one's actually okay. It's horrible for story, but it's funny just to watch it. And then obviously Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, something's not right here. Nothing changed, right? I didn't change. You don't need to run compatibility on it. Let's try it again. It could be that it doesn't like 1440p because that's the only thing that we've changed. But we'll see. I have been pretty happy with the direct feed results, though. There are some games that are surprisingly able to run at like 1080p, no issue with this thing. Not at 60. Again, 60 is. I see a lot in the comments, and I try to respond to that. Like everybody's shooting for 60, but I don't know if you can really count the Steam Deck to do 60 on everything. I mean, I know for a fact you can't, but like, should you expect it to do that? I mean, it's not like a 30 series or graphics card, right? It doesn't have that ability. But you're not running it at 4K either. I think at the 1280 by 800, you're going to get most games to run well over 30. That 40 frames per second mode is, or that you can put it in, or you can adjust it to, that actually runs pretty well. So I'm not going to complain. Yeah, I think there's an issue with 1440p here. It's not letting it start. It doesn't like it for some reason. So let's drop this down one more. and try it at 1080p because we know it fired up at 1080p, or it would run when it was on there at 1080p. Let's see if that makes a difference. I'd be surprised that it would do that. It shouldn't care because the monitor supports 1440p. But maybe I've got it in a state where it's screwed up now. And we might have to go back to that 38, well, the 4K setting. Yeah, because it shouldn't take this long. We may have to do this a little differently. I may have to unplug it. Let me try that really fast. I'm going to unplug the Steam Deck. I'm going to get it to start the game up because it won't try to do 4K. I'm just going to do it at default, and then we should be able to go back in. Because I think that's the problem. It's trying to do 4K still. The loving Steam Deck issues that are PC gaming. And we also have another Steam Deck here. So if well, that one doesn't have the that one does not have the demo of the third person mode on it. Yeah, this thing is being stubborn. It does not want to start now. Let's try restarting the machine. One more time. What we could do, I know some people wanted to see Skyrim. Do I have that on this one? Let me see, because I was going to say, well, this is while we're trying to figure out why this is not going to want to run. If I have Skyrim on one of these, we could definitely check that out in the meantime. But give it a few more seconds here, and we'll see if we can't get it to run. It's rebooted. And now we'll see. Let's see. How can we waste time? Dead air. Oh, we got rain finally in Seattle. It's been 3 months. We've had wildfires galore. My family and I were evacuated 6 weeks ago from our home because the fire was right over the hill. It never hit us. Luckily, I don't think it's hit anybody. It's the Bolt Creek fire in Washington State. I don't think it hit any homes. They were able to protect at least homes. I don't know if it like burnt some buildings up or something like that, like little sheds or anything, but no homes. Yeah, it was scary. I mean, being evacuated was interesting. You know, you see it all the time on California, like Northern California, Northern California mostly, but where fires really kick off and, you know, people lose their homes. We live in the rainforest of Washington on the Cascade Mountain Range, and we've never thought that would happen. But yeah, it was super dry. No rain for 6 months will do it. Okay, the game started now. I'm just going to make sure. I should be able to plug it in and it'll be fine, but I'm going to make sure that it's not going to try to jump to 4K before we plug it in. So give me 1 second here. It's just firing up. Okay, let me check the graphics again. There it is. Yeah, no, it won't. So let's plug it in again. Let's see how it does now. This power of the Steam Deck dock. There we go. Okay, so we got it here. Now let's go ahead and restart the game once more. And let's tell it, since it's not going to try to jump to anything higher than where it is. Let's see if I can't restart it. Now, we've gotten it out of that weird state that it was in. Hopefully. Let's put it to 1440p and see if it'll fire up. And I have this on full screen for you guys, right? Yep. There. Now it's back to working. Good. We were able to avert catastrophe. But it is going to try to go at 1440p. I don't think it'll be too much. I don't think we'll see the same thing happen again here. But who knows? I've been surprised. All right. Okay, now let's see what we're at. So, we know 4K didn't work for us. Let's go up. There's 1920 by 1080. 1440. Okay. Let's see how that does. The graphics, so we're using, what's it say, 4.82 gigabytes of the 6 gigabytes available. So it's not trying to do anything like ultra settings, but we're seeing at the title screen 20, 27, 28 frames per second. So let's see what we get when we go into the game. And there's, you know, we could choose either one, but we'll just do third person tonight. Get a chance to see it. And we will run through the entire demo right after we do these 2 more tests. We're going to probably run through it on 720p just so we can get 60. I think it'll do 60 frames per second. Or close enough. But this isn't too bad. I mean, this is 20. This is under 30, which is what, you know, we were kind of saying. It's barely under 30. It's like 27, 28, 30. I mean, it feels, you know, compared to a bigger PC or playing it on one of the consoles, like a PS5 or something, it feels slower. But it would be playable. Some rats. But yeah, that's pretty good for 1440p. The little Steam Deck that could, I guess. That's how you would say that. Okay, well, we know it's not too bad at 1440. Let's try, well, let's go out into the hall. There's a little bit more lighting and effects out there. We'll see how that looks. Okay. I mean, it drops down a little bit. Definitely below 30, but it's still close. Okay, let's see if we can change it to 1920 by 1080. There we go. Oh, 1280, 1200, 1080. There we go. This would be your normal, for most people in the last generation, the 1080p would be normal. And this is 40 frames. Now, the settings, just so everybody's aware, are pretty much wide open. There shouldn't be anything stopping it. Let's just say that. Like, it's not doing half reach shading. It's not doing thermal limiting or anything like that. FSR is on right now because it believes it's at 1440p and we've dropped it down to 1080p. So it's going to turn that on. But yeah, not horrible. Oop, let me get us out of there. There we go. 43, 44, 41. I mean, it's at a respectable 40 frames per second. Go back into the fire. Oh, there's 39. I mean, some dips. You're going to have that. But that's not bad, 1080p. I mean, that you could play through the entire game on this. I think most people normally did if you had like a PS4 Pro or something of that nature, right? Now, the last thing we can test, well, I mean, we could test a bunch of other resolutions. Unless anybody wants to see something different, let's just drop down to 720. Whoops, no. Ah, sorry. Silly controller. There we go. 720p. Now, this is probably where the Steam Deck performs the best. Yeah, we've got 60 locked. And, I mean, you can, given, you know, what type of TV you're playing on, this might be just fine. There's certain monitors you could probably find that are super cheap on Amazon that would give you, you know, a 40-some inch screen at 720p reasonable. Like $100 or something like that, probably. So we'll just go ahead and go through the rest of the demo here. The stuttering you may see is the controller. I can tell you that. It's that spinning edge thing on the Steam controller. Because I can move it smoothly with my thumb. Only a certain distance, but yeah. It's nice.
Oh, we meet again.
Duke?
There's our buddy.
Why are you here?
Well,
Dakota,
there's
did you ever
coin to
beat
be
this?
made. And have you found your daughter?
No.
If she is truly here, the lady of the castle would have kept little Rose in her private chambers, would she not?
Dimitrescu?
The very same. Why don't you take a look? Maybe you'll get lucky. And speaking of looking, care to make a purchase?
Do we need anything? I don't think so. The demo's pretty simple. There's not going to be too much that we need. The one thing we do need to do is get rid of this ring that we're using. Where is it? There it is. We only really need that. Let's grab the shotgun just to have it.
Yes. I've gotten some new stock.
So this one, oh no, that's upgrades. There we go. Again, this demo's 15 minutes at the most, so not too much. I will be doing a video. I'm just going to record this right after we're done with the stream, but we'll do the Steam Deck running this native for tomorrow morning's video. I'll get it ready. I don't think there's anything in there. Nothing over here. Now, the PS5, if you have one of those, I will tell you that controller is pretty damn cool with this game. Or with any game where it's like, you know, triggers are involved or you know, you want to feel like you're lifting a heavier gun or something of that nature. It's kind of cool how those adaptive triggers work. So we don't need that. I don't think there's really much that we need to worry about here. Pretty much a lot of the castle is locked off right now. Nothing. All right, let's... I think we got to scoot down here. I don't mind the third-person mode. I'm going to say that. It doesn't... I think I could play through this. I enjoy the first-person mode on the last... on 7 in Village, but I like third-person as well because it's just really reminiscent of some of the other ones. So, I don't know. This feels as good as... as good as the remake for 2 and 3. I don't know. It feels to me it's pretty solid. It doesn't feel tacked on, let's just say that. At least not yet. Who knows? Oh, I was saying, did you ever finish Resident Evil 8? Sorry if I didn't get to you soon enough, Dakota. It's a little red for tea. I think we can unlock this, right? We don't need to go through here, but we can unlock it. Yep. And that's it. That chandelier and everything looks... It's always looked fantastic. This game, I mean, especially in 4K, you're not going to, as we've seen tonight, you're not going to get it 4K on the Steam Deck. But, I mean, the Steam Deck screen would look just fine with this at native resolution. But a 4K screen walking into this area, fantastic. RE8 is, or, sorry, RE Village is great. If you haven't played it. Oh, there's one thing down here. Oh, we're getting our achievements. They did the exact same thing in, what was it? The original demo for Village. Where you get like a achievement every few minutes. Can we go in here? Yep. We really don't need anything in here. Well, that would be good. We'll take some chem fluid. Wait, what are we looking at? Oh, something that's not there. I would prefer to play this with an Xbox controller rather than the Steam controller. I've never gotten used to this thing. It's trackpad versus an analog stick. Just, it's tough to get used to. Let's go ahead and use that. And this is the first daughter. Oh, Joe plays with Otto. Okay, cool. There she is.
I haven't cut open a man in a while.
Now this is causing it to
Let me string
drop.
you up, slice your jugular, and just watch.
It's not
Take it
60
alive,
right
dead,
now.
which would you prefer?
Those little bugs must be causing a lot more stress on the system than I thought they would. Nothing in here. I think
That's
we actually got to
perfect.
go this way.
I can't hold back any longer.
Get to this before she gets to me. Yes. Oh, come on, Ethan. Let's see your face. Nope, he keeps turning. They said in the little Resident Evil showcase today that they did that intentionally. They still don't ever want to show his face, I guess. Which I mean, kind of makes sense. Oh, I think we get to see the lady of the house. She is a tall one. There we go. I don't think there's anything in here. Again, the demo is, if you never played the demo of RE Village, it's pretty limited. It doesn't take long. There's a little bit to, you get to see a good bit of the castle inside, but not too much. There we go. I'll keep this going. This is the, I guess this would be a dungeon. It's got jail cells, or cells, holding cells. The lighting looks good. It looks different in, I don't know why, but from a third person perspective, it definitely looks better than it does in first person for me. I don't know why. The shadows. So, yeah, we're still getting 60 right now. Ooh. Almost got hit by that. Well, we're going to try and see if we can just scoot past these guys. Pipe bomb. Oh. Ooh. That's not good. Nobody's going to survive that. Out of the way. Out of the way. Ethan is tough, though. He just sprinkles a little water on his arm, and he's fine. Let's take this. Oh. Oh, another one to the neck. We're playing on casual, so we're not going to have to worry about it too much. He takes a little bit of pain, but he's pretty tough. There we go.
I can't believe Cassandra caused all this mess.
Oh, why can't I choose my shotgun? There we go. It's this way, I think.
How rude.
She's a little persistent, but not too bad. Ah, got her. Yeah, when she shows up with the little moth things, they're not too bad in like right now. But boy, when she's coming at you, it drops the frames pretty quick. And again, we're trying it on 720p right now. We were at 1080p at 40. So I think if you were at 1080p, you might get below 30. It's hard to say. That's it. That's the demo. It doesn't take long, like less than 15 minutes to go through it, but I like it. I think it's good, you know, for $20, you get a new mission and you can play back through the game in a totally different viewpoint. That's not too bad. Not going to complain. I don't think there's anything else to do in it, though. If we really wanted to, we could go through and just see it as first person. It would take another 15 minutes, which is still within the hour. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do casual again. We'll go through in first person mode. It's the exact same demo, if anybody's curious. So you've seen it one way, now you see it the next way. So this was, what is it, 720p? So we're getting 60. We'll do some testing as we go through and play through the rest of the demo here. And see if we can't test it at 1080p. I don't know if we'll do 4K again, because maybe we will, just to see it lock up. I definitely feel a little bit, I don't know if you'd say claustrophobic, or it scares you. It's got that sense of fear in first person more than it does in the third person mode. Maybe it's just because I knew what was coming up, but you know, here you can't see. Your field of view is so much, it's so limited in comparison to the third person. I think that easily makes it a little bit more terrifying. If anybody's terrified of Resident Evil anymore. I mean, it's got its point for jump scares, but I think there's some other games. If you want to be terrified, there's some other ones out there that
Where have they taken
will scare
Rose?
the hell out of you. Well, we need that shot. Let's just grab the shotgun.
Oh, we meet again.
Duke?
So I will, let's flip it over to
There's going to
1080p
be
after
me.
this scene. Maybe we can
And
skip
have you
this. Yeah, we can skip this. So let's flip it to 1080p and see how first person does. If it does any better than the third person that we looked at did. And we'll go up to 1920 by 1080. There it was.
Shall I choose something?
Probably going to be the same as my guess. It's like 30 or sorry, 40, and it'll drop down into the 30s.
Looking forward to testing it out. Till next we meet.
Here we go. We can kind of speed run it too. We don't even have to go back that way. We can just go straight through. So there's 30s. How about the fire? A little bit of a draw. So you're still above 30 frames per second, which is, if you played on the PS3, although it could do 1080p, it usually was 720 and it never hit 60. There was an issue with, I guess, hitting 1080p and 60 back in the, what was it, the 7th generation of consoles? I don't even know. Something like 7th or 6th. Okay, now this is where the frames dropped out. At 720. Oh no, we did need, where did we get that ring? No, we got the ring back in the other spot, so we need the ring here. Yep. Let's take a look at that. Grab this. So when she shows up, the one sister with her daughter, with her bugs, that seemed to be a little taxing on the Steam Deck. So let's see. Still above 30 right now.
I haven't cut open a man in a while.
Yeah, it's
Let me
holding above
string
30 at 1080p.
slice
That's
your jugular
not horrible.
And just watch.
Well, it
Chicken
dropped down
alive,
to 28
dead,
there.
Which would you prefer?
I think it was, what, 40? 40 frames is what it dropped down to on 720p.
Really?
We'll jump down our hole here
I
and
can't
let's
hold back any
see. We can try and go to 1440 1440. Oops, sorry. That wasn't supposed to change. This was. Let's try to do 1440 and see how that goes. Oops, wrong thing. I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. There it was. Okay. Yes. What's this thing up here? It says PC specs. Oh, this just shows the... So yeah, the Steam Deck runs that Van Gogh AMD GPU. So we're almost... We're above 5 on the... I wonder what that means, because we're at 4.8 there, but then it says in use is 5.16 gigabytes of the 6 that's available. Yeah, there we go. Now we've dropped it down to like 20s. Although, again, like at 1440p, the Steam Deck's doing pretty well in 30 frames per second. There she is. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's bad compared to what you could get on a big PC or a PS5 or an Xbox, but it's still surprisingly strong for a little handheld device. Go ahead and shoot that. We'll finish up this demo and then we'll probably call it good tonight. There's one thing I do want to point out. Let's so we've seen what it runs at 1440p. Let's drop it back down to 720p to finish it off. That's better on the eyes. Well, actually, you want to try, let's see, let's drop even further. Come on now, work with me. Let's go down to 800 by 500. That's kind of my go-to for FSR on the Steam Deck itself. And let's just see how grainy it is. So yeah, that's... The text looks horrible. But FSR does save these things a lot, especially on the Steam Deck's screen itself. It works miracles, I will say that. On, you know, for me visually, like right now I'm looking at a 4K screen. It's pretty blurry, not blurry, but it looks definitely blurry. On the stream it may come across just fine. You're definitely getting the benefits, right? Like 60 frames, no issue. I'll let these guys come down here. Ah, I thought I would be able to get out the door. Ouch. I had to waste some bullets there. They were crowding me. Okay, we're just gonna go through. Yeah, this, even on the stream, this probably looks a little rough. Oh yeah, I saw that Chivalry 2 came out. I haven't played the original one in a long time. I remember we checked that out many times. Let's do this. Yeah, it's on the Steam Deck display itself. 800 by 500 with FSR on looks great. It does not look that bad. But right now it's pretty rough on my eyes. Let's go up to 720. There we go. Yeah, that's much better on this screen.
I can't believe Cassandra caused all this mess.
We'll just rush through. Get up here and then she can attack us.
A healthy man's blood.
There we go.
I can't wait.
There we go.
Where
And that's
you
the end of that
go,
demo.
little one?
So we looked at both the third person earlier and the first person, and performance is the same, which I guess should be expected. So 720p, it bounced between, at the worst case, 40 frames per second to 60. Most of the time it ran at 60, just dipping to like 58, something like that. But whenever that sister showed up with her bugs, those bugs caused some havoc and dropped it down. And then on 1080p, it never dropped below, well, I saw one dip where it went to like 28 frames per second for like 1 second, but it never really dropped below 30. It bounced between 30 and 40. So yeah, you could play this game on the Steam Deck in 1080p and be fairly happy if you want a bigger screen. So not too bad. One thing before I leave for the evening, just in case anybody's curious, let me get out of here. I'm going to stop the recording on that. Let me bounce out to Steam. There we go. So they are doing and I just ran across this. Again, I don't know why. Actually, if you've never played Vampire Survivors, get that game. It's $2, $3. Fantastic game. Probably game of the year, in my opinion. It's a bullet hell shooter. It's extremely fun. There's a lot of copycats out there right now, too. So that one is probably the best, or at least one of the better ones. They are doing a Resident Evil sale. They're not really showing it here, but you may run across one of the titles. And they're doing it across the entire franchise for the RE Village stuff. So if you go in here, if you're new to Steam, if you haven't really used it all that much, just click on franchise Resident Evil. It'll take you into kind of see all the games, and you can definitely see which ones are on sale. Village, $29. They just put the pre-order up for Resident Evil 4, the remake. That's kind of cool. There's really no reason. I mean, if you're buying digital, you're going to be able to buy them day one. $10 for Resident Evil 7, which is very good. It's an excellent game. More of Resident Evil 8, right? If you like Resident Evil 8, go back and play 7. RE3, $12. You're not going to really get too much of a better deal for that. Resident Evil, I mean, looks good. $5. It's not horrible. This is the HD remake. Yeah, so you can see all the ones that are on sale. Even Resident Evil 2, $12. But the entire franchise, the only one I'd caution you on is make sure that on the Resident Evil Revelations and Revelations 2, that you make sure that what you're buying, because they're episodic games. So like here where it says 77 cents, this was like a couple months ago. They did this. It's only for the 77 cents is only for the first episode. There's still like 3 or 4 more. So to get the full game, it's like $12, which you're better off to just buy if you're gonna. You might be able to get it cheaper for Resident Evil Revelations 2. I've seen it as low as probably like $8 for the entire thing, but you'd have to wait until one of the holiday sales, I think, either summer or winter for that. But if you want to see like the Halloween sale page, up at the top, there's these banners that show you, and it's all like what they have on sale from Capcom. So just keep an eye on that if you're interested in any Resident Evil stuff. Some good deals. If you're on the Steam Deck, just know the only one that doesn't run at this point in time that I can get running on Steam OS is Resident Evil 5. This will not run on the Steam Deck. What would you say? On the Steam Deck as is, right? As it ships with Steam OS. If you put Windows on it, you're going to be able to run Resident Evil 5. But if you're trying to run RE5 on the regular Steam Deck, the way it ships to you, I have not been able to get it in any configuration running. I don't know if it's an issue with like online and they're trying to run some kind of special thing that's like an anti-cheat. I don't think so, but something is causing it not to want to run. So it doesn't run that one, but all the other ones it does. And you can find all those on the channel if you haven't already seen them. I will throw together a Resident Evil playlist separately from the entire playlist of all the games that run on Steam Deck that I've done, but I'll put one together for Resident Evil only so you can find those easily. But yeah, check them out. Pretty much all of them run really great. Even you saw Resident Evil 8 tonight. You can get it to run extremely well on the Steam Deck itself, but even playing it on here with direct feed to your monitor through an HDMI cable, it runs pretty well. All right, folks, that's it from my end tonight. I appreciate everybody who stopped in, hung out. I hope you can watch the other videos that I'm putting up, 2 a day. 1 in the morning is always going to be the Halloween stuff or scary stuff in the month. And we'll stop that on the 31st. The last one will be the 31st. And November we'll start back just doing, kind of the normal daily one. The second video every day is just normally what's on sale or on Steam. That's usually covering like a game that's on sale or a newer game that's launched. So yeah, 2 games a day on the Steam Deck, just kind of showing what the performance is. And then I've got some direct feed videos going up here shortly. So it should be within the next probably week, this weekend maybe even. You'll start seeing those. I don't know if I'll be able to do one per day like I do with the Steam Deck itself. They take a lot longer, especially when you're recording multiple resolutions for even less than a minute, but then doing the editing and everything else. They take a little bit longer. So at least once a week. I'll try to get one of those up. We may not be able to do the full, one per day as I do with the direct capture, kind of with the camera pointed at the Steam Deck screen. That you'll still get 2 of those a day on the channel, but direct feed take a little bit longer, so it may be 1 of those per week. And we'll see what else we can fit in. I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more of the live stream direct feed where we just take kind of people's requests to see what a direct feed will look like and kind of go through and show that. But otherwise, everybody have a great evening. We will talk soon. And if you haven't already, I've got to say it, subscribe to the channel. It's free. You get to check out some games on Steam Deck that you may be interested in before you buy it. But I'm not trying to skirt around the issue that any game that you buy on Steam, you can return as long as you haven't played it for more than 2 hours within like a day or so from purchasing it. So you get to try every game that you really want to on your Steam Deck. But hopefully if you just want to check out the videos, you do that. Subscribe, like I said. And, I don't know if that bell means really much because the people that do click it, only like 6% get really come and see the video from the notification. I believe that they send the notifications out. It's just, people just don't click on them all that much. So, give a subscribe, like a video, share a comment, share what games you're playing on your Steam Deck, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, folks. Have a good evening. Bye.